Have you ever just looked around and wondered why some people seem so happy and successful while others just struggle? Well, today we're diving into Joseph Murphy's classic book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, because he claimed to have the single powerful answer to that very question. And Murphy doesn't waste any time. He jumps right in by asking some of these huge universal questions we all think about. He's setting the stage for what he calls a master secret of the ages. So, first up, why is one person thriving and another is just miserable? I mean, we've all seen this, right? People on both sides of that coin. So what's the deal? What's the hidden factor that makes their lives so completely different? And then there's this one. Why does one person become a huge success while someone else, maybe with the exact same talent, just fails? They never seem to get off the ground. And this is where he makes the big pivot. Murphy says the answer isn't what we usually think. It's not luck, it's not fate, it's not your circumstances. He says the answer is actually inside you, in the workings of your own mind. So what is this internal power that's supposedly shaping our entire world? Well, Murphy calls it the master secret of the ages. And here's the incredible part. It's something every single one of us already has. And there it is. The secret isn't some complex formula or a lost artifact. It's the untapped, creative, and just unbelievably powerful engine that is your own subconscious mind. That's the treasure house he's talking about. Now, this is absolutely crucial. You don't need to go out and get this power. You already have it. You just have to learn how to operate the incredible machinery you were born with. The power is already there, just waiting for you to give it directions. So how do you give it those directions? Well, first, you have to understand that you've basically got two different operators running the show in your mind. They have completely different jobs, and figuring out who does what, well, that's the key to everything. Murphy uses a fantastic analogy here. Think of your conscious mind as the captain on the bridge of a ship. The captain is the one reasoning, choosing the destination, and shouting the orders. But your subconscious mind, that's the massive, powerful crew down in the engine room. They don't question the orders, they just faithfully execute them, steering the ship wherever the captain commands, no questions asked. And this leads to another great metaphor, the gardener. Your conscious mind is the one planting the seeds, and those seeds are your thoughts, your beliefs, your fears. Your subconscious is the fertile soil, and it will grow anything you plant, whether it's a beautiful flower or a poisonous weed. It doesn't judge, it just grows. And that's exactly why understanding its rules is so important. Your subconscious is an incredibly powerful servant, but it's not a critical thinker. It accepts whatever you tell it as absolute fact. Seriously, it can't take a joke, it takes you at your word. Its only job is to turn your dominant thoughts, good or bad, into your reality. Okay, so that's the theory, but what does this actually look like in real life, this conflict between the captain and the engine room? The book gives a perfect example. Let's talk about the legendary singer Enrico Caruso. You'd think he'd be fearless, right? But he suffered from debilitating stage fright. I mean, his throat would constrict, he'd be overcome with fear, completely convinced he couldn't sing. This was a classic battle between his two minds. This is how he described it. He said his little me, that's his conscious mind filled with fear and doubt, was trying to sabotage the immense talent of the big me within, that's his subconscious. So what did he do? He took command. He didn't sit there and try to reason with the fear. He would literally stand backstage and shout at it, giving a direct order to his subconscious. By asserting the authority of the big me, he'd release its power and then walk out on stage and sing magnificently. Caruso's method is amazing because it shows us that you can do this on purpose. You can consciously impress ideas onto your subconscious. There are specific techniques for planting the seeds you actually want to grow. Really, these methods are a blueprint for training your brain to finally work for you, not against you. You're basically learning how to bypass the doubtful watchman of your conscious mind and deliver your instructions directly to the powerhouse in the engine room. Here are 3 of the core techniques. First, use precise affirmations, but say them as if they're already true. This starts overriding old negative beliefs with new commands. Second, visualization. This isn't just daydreaming. It's about creating a mental movie of the end result that's so vivid you can actually feel it. And third, relaxation. Your subconscious is most receptive when your conscious mind is quiet. You know, like in that sleepy, drowsy state right before you fall asleep. That's the perfect time to plant your goals.
Ultimately, the whole thing boils down to this one single, powerful idea. The thoughts you consistently hold in your mind are the blueprint that your subconscious uses to build your life.
So that leaves all of us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? If every thought is a seed being planted in that fertile ground of our subconscious, what kind of garden are we growing? What future is taking root in our minds, right at this very moment?